Who are they? Who the hell are the 17%? Anybody in here from the 17%? Don't raise your hand, it may be dangerous. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. So I think I might have been in Washington 17 times in my life. 17, 17, and 17, 17, 17, 17. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. I spoke to him 17 minutes ago. I hung up the phone as you're coming in. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. So you had 17 Republicans plus me. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, planning it for 17 years. This is a movement like we've never seen in the history of our country.
Wisconsin is Trump country.
And that's what this fight is all about. We're taking on the failed political establishment and restoring government of, by, and for the people. It's the people. You're the people. You won the election.
We love this country. We love Donald Trump.
Promises made, promises kept. We support President Trump.
This is epic.
Donald Trump is our president!
With every last ounce of heart and hope and sweat and soul, we are going to make our stand. We are going to stand for liberty. We are going to stand for justice. We are going to stand for freedom. And we are going to stand for the sacred rights given to us by the hand of Almighty God. You joined our movement, the greatest movement in the history of our country. You protected your family. You defended your dignity. You recaptured your destiny. And you took back your country with that great election 2.5 years ago. We are one united movement, one united people, and one United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour. It's Tuesday, October 6, 2020. We got a great show lined up for you here today. We got Woodman beaming in. We're going to get to that right here in a second. A few things to put out. If you're new to the channel, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you ring the bell so when we go live like this or put out any other shows, you get alerted. Bottom line. Never take what we say here to be 100% fact or word, 100% truth. Connect your own dots, do your own digging, look at all the facts you can, watch all the shows you want, believe none of it until you can verify. Okay, yesterday I took the day to go do something local here in my area. I actually went to a train museum, learned a whole bunch. What a bunch of history there. I've heard about this place my whole life. I've actually been there one time when I was a kid to the restaurant part of it, which is no longer in existence. But what a great time. So I'm going to bring a few clips up of that here in a minute. We're going to go over just a little bit of that. I'm working on something on the side for them, and just as my way to help. And then I'm going to show you a way that you guys can all help. All right, without further ado, Brother Woodman, good morning. How are you doing?
Airborne, everybody, worldwide. Where we go one, we go all.
That's right.
Stay together. Amen to that. Yes, sir.
There's a green line on this one. No, it's not. It's just a reflection. No, that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. Where we go one, we go all. Of course,
that's
you
right.
Got some. There's a Q on there too now. That's a light reflection. You see that?
Yeah. Pretty cool. Oh yeah.
So countdown begins. Smash that button. Observing from Canada. Welcome from Canada. Welcome from around the world. I'm Michael, host, veteran of the Patriot Hour. We got Woodman here. He's a host and veteran. We try to bring you guys, what's going on. We never lie on purpose. If we're wrong, it's, if you lie, it's because we're, hey, a little off, a little wrong. We're trying to follow along, dig through. In a sea of lies, it's tough.
No
really
kidding. Wow.
It really, really is. All right, so let me, before we get going here, I'm going to show you guys just a few quick clips. Again, this is, I got a couple hours of raw footage. I have nothing put together, but I just wanted to kind of show you, I guess, a few things. So here, we'll just watch a few clips, and then we'll get into it. Woodman's voice up too. Now, Woodman, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because I don't say nothing here. Now, you've been to this, right? You've been there. You said years ago to that actual part. This is a restaurant car. I almost said caboose. It's not a caboose.
Great restaurant at one point, but I haven't been there for a long time. Probably, I don't know, 15, 20 years anyway.
Yeah, and when I went, I think it shut down. He gave me the date, but I can't remember. It opened in '88, the restaurant part, or the whole museum opened in '88, but they, made that little, I always thought that was it, that little car, the restaurant. This thing goes on and on down there. They have a whole bunch of property, and there's tons of stuff. So I didn't even know all that myself. So anyway, this is just a local railroad museum. There you go. And a train ended up coming in yesterday while I was standing there in actual. So right across from this is still the Amtrak. I didn't know the history of the train through Elkhart. It's such a big history because we're 100 miles from Chicago, 100 miles from Toledo, 100 miles, you know. And back then, a lot of them trains could only go about 100 miles before they needed to stop to, you know, get more coal or needs.
Right.
You know, they couldn't go the long stretch. But let me click around a few more different
And they fall
clips.
down. And we'll move all this equipment out. All this different rail equipment, the driller to connect the rails. So that'll be all moved out. And put the playhouse train, the train and caboose, and we're going to cut this entrance out to look like a tunnel that the kids will play and we'll get
All right, so they took me on a nice tour. I saw all kinds of...
I had no idea they had all that there.
Yeah, I actually had lunch with the guy here, the conductor. His name was, dang it, I think it was Dave. Might be wrong on that. But my neighbor, he's not my neighbor, but my neighbor's actually a curator there. Lots of great stuff. Here's that restaurant, Woodman. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
They still got it set up. It's just not.
Yeah, that's our car right out that window.
I hope they go back to using it. Like you say, a lot of history of trains in Elkhart.
Let me see here.
I mean, what kind of, a bunch of the workers here?
Oh, this is a train. They have a huge, elaborate.
Wild. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, wonderful, amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Oh, that's cool, man. You had a hand in putting all that together?
I watched.
That was a great guy. I'm going to get some footage together for you guys here. So, real quick, I'm going to... Let me...
He's been involved in that place for a long time, has he not?
He's been there since the beginning. That's what he was telling me. God, I don't have a desktop capture, or do I have the wrong one? Hold on here. Desktop, I do. I have the wrong one. There it is. Okay, so down below, as we all know, museums work off of donations or private people that want to help fund throughout the year. They get, they might get some grants from the city if there's any. And this place is always threatened with the shutdown. It's a huge thing. It's got tons of history. I found out tons of great things in there. And I'm going to I told them I'd link this. Friends of the New York Central Railroad Museum out of here in Elkhart. It's their PayPal. And I got the link down below. And I will show you guys. We're going to do 50 from the Patriot Hour. Let me get Woodman's voice back in here. All right, there you go, brother. From the Patriot Hour. Don't need that. can't they? This recipient can't accept payments if you... Well, they might be having an issue. But anyway, that's how you do it. The link is down below. It might work. I'll keep an eye on that.
I have to talk to that guy.
Yeah, I'll get a hold of him.
Yeah.
They set it up a week or two ago. But anyway, that was it for that. Look for another little clip of me to put out something, edit it all together, because there's just too much good stuff. But most of that, I got it already over to him late last evening. Couple hours worth, 60 gig of footage I took yesterday and got it over to him. So anyway, what is going on? What have you encountered, Woodman? Anything?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been busy on fruitcake, but I'll tell you what, I think this is a great opportunity for Trump to show, about this virus. Did he have it? Did he not have it? Who knows? But recovery time is like awesome. And then they have doctors now. I've been watching this too. A doctor in Southern California treated 1,700 patients with a certain
concoction
that he yeah. Honestly, and out of 1,700 people that he treated, zero death rate. Zero death rate. Now these are old people. Multiple health issues, and the 100% survival. They're following that method overseas now, and wow, what a big difference it's really made. The numbers tell everything. And also, you have these doctors coming out now actually admitting, and even CDC admitted that these numbers are fudged. About 6% of the numbers you see are actually correct. The 94%, they died of other causes. Even though they had coronavirus, that's not what they died from. So, it's beginning to come out correctly, Let's get the numbers right.
Yeah, and I'm even seeing people now, like, people that don't like Trump or his administration, and they're thinking it's all funny. They're like, he never had it. Like, they're coming up with their own conspiracy. He never had it. He went to the hospital, and fake news. Like, they're calling it all fake news.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting for sure, to say the least. Yeah, a couple of quick days in there, and I'm better, and
you know it. Great
it is
opportunity for him.
So COVID-19 tests were distributed years before pandemic even declared. We're kind of hearing some breaking news on that as well. It's right over here at DC Dirty Laundry, airing out America's dirty laundry for all to see and smell. Rigged COVID-19 test kits were distributed years before the pandemic even declared. What motivated the World Health Organization, the WHO, to declare a pandemic at the time they did? How much of the pandemonium, government's lockdowns, and corporate control is an overreaction? How much of it was planned? Whose agendas do these lockdowns and economic controls ultimately serve? Did you know that COVID-19 testing kits were distributed before the pandemic was even declared?
Crazy.
That is crazy. Hold on here. All right. So again, over at DC Dirty Laundry, airing out America's Dirty Laundry. I just hit record. I want to get this video recorded here, this little segment. So, rigged COVID-19 tests were distributed years before pandemic was even declared, folks. What motivated the World Health Organization, the WHO, to declare a pandemic at the time they did? How much of the pandemonium, government's lockdowns, and corporate control is an overreaction, an overreach, a stretch? How much of it was planned? Whose agenda did these lockdowns and economic controls ultimately serve? Did they serve you, Woodman, or the people? Hell no.
It served China.
It served China Biden, who Joe very quickly defended China in all the beginning. We can never forget that this started in Wuhan, and they tried keeping it secret, didn't they, Woodman, for over a month or something? Like, they just slow played, and then when Trump's like, we need to shut down travel to China. And then you had Pelosi coming on, I'm in Chinatown right now, eating a burger.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong. And they were the ones saying Trump's an idiot for jumping all over it in the beginning because they wanted him to not do anything. So when he tried to do
Biden
something.
Biden says these are good people, folks.
Yeah.
He really did say that. Yeah. These are
really good people. So those
Yeah, 'cause
kits
they
were
pay
put
him
out.
good.
They pay me good, I meant. A group of 600 medical doctors gathered in Spain and called the COVID-19 outbreak a false pandemic created for political purposes, locking people down and convincing them they can spread infections they do not have as a tyrannical curse of oppression. These doctors urge healthcare professionals and media and political authorities to stop criminal operation by spreading the truth. Why are human rights being challenged during a time of human need? In September of 2019, the Global Preparedness Monitoring Board released a report titled A World at Risk, which detailed how the UN and WHO conduct system-wide training and simulation exercises, including one for covering the deliberate release of a lethal respiratory pathogen. Why did Dr. Anthony Fauci and Bill Gates go on the record about impending pandemic long before one was even declared? Why are both of these men so adamant about vaccinating the world population? Why are medical ethics being enacted with such punitive force? And why is public health response so focused on restricting personal liberty and controlling economic activity in mere anticipation of an infectious disease? Why is the state taking away personal rights, medical privacy, and forcing PPE, personal protective equipment, onto populations through fear and coercion? In October 2019, Bill Gates organized a coronavirus pandemic exercise in New York called Event 201, which we have covered here extensively. The event focused on how everyone on the planet should be vaccinated. In order to achieve this goal, the population would have the need to be conditioned to surrender their rights for the good of all. What a hoax.
Good of all. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, they knew it was coming. That's why. Well, of course they did. Unbelievable. Honestly, you know.
Well, doesn't Gates have the patent from 1998 for the coronavirus?
I think he does. I mean, why?
And he and Fauci are together. I mean, you know, that's why they're pushing this. They want to make billions of dollars and also depopulate the world.
How come people that haven't been paying attention, I guess that you can put it to that they haven't been paying attention, watching sports, doing everything other than, but why do they think like the world was good? I mean, I guess if they were watching sports and they weren't paying attention and there wasn't a bunch of fuss in the news, because like when you had Obama, the news was complicit. The rulers that own the channels were happy, so therefore they didn't put a bunch of chaoticness in the news. And what I mean by that is there was always chaotic. There was always war and famine and disease and all the other things existing. But they didn't, you know, bring it here, and we didn't have a bunch of turmoil. That's the difference this time is, you know, and I don't get how people think like we just need to get rid of Trump and then we get back to normal. And it's like, man, the world wasn't a good place with these people in. We had war. We had elected officials all over the world being killed and other countries in turmoil. And because their officials were killed off by the U.S. government, rogue agency people. And they tried to implement their own person in, which the people over there rejected because they didn't vote that person in. And we have created turmoil all around this world. It wasn't a good place. And it's like, well, here it was. I got up every morning, the news wasn't in my ear, and I drove to work, and my sports was on, and it was just good. Life was good. And it's like, no, 47 years of Biden. We've had a war and death and all kinds of crap. And you guys actually are so convinced that he, you know, just to get back to him, we're going to be good. Trump has created all this. 3 years in, 3.5 years in, and Trump has, you know, has done it all. Not the 47-year people. They're good. They're good-hearted angels.
Yeah, the smoke screen of being a great America is, the smoke is clearing people, and we're really seeing what's going on. Big difference there. You know, they portrayed everything to be, you know, happy-go-lucky, we're all fine and all that stuff because they were in control. you know, behind the scenes, they were just ripping us all off, and we didn't have time to worry about it because we were enjoying our life.
Like you
Like Mike
said,
said, you know, sports and all that jazz and
yeah,
everything, you
they
know.
give you everything to keep your mind preoccupied. It's like, so that was a
Right.
good point that you just said. It's like, if the news is fake and you have owners, and again, folks, we know when the takeover came, basically since World War II, we've had, you know, 5 or 6 owners own all the channels. Back
Right.
then, there was only 6 channels and 6 owners. Now they have, the 6 owners have created thousands of channels. That way they can cover everything. It's like a lot of people don't tune into this channel over here because it's too white for them. So they create BET, which is a black entertainment channel. And most people, I love
Right.
BET. I only watch BET. Well, now over there, you're getting propaganda shoved down your throat through the BET, you know, because they own that. And if you don't like that and you want to come over here and watch this, you know, other channel, country channel, they'll do it over there to you. So they've covered, they've gotten, you know, the same people have created the illusion of more channels equals tons of, you know, owners. And that's what you think. I hate this channel. You go over there and it's the same owner. And it's just like Stephen King. He writes under a whole new pseudonym name years ago. He's done this his whole life. And some people will be like, I hate Stephen King and I hate his books, but I like this guy over here. And well, it's like, oh, did you know that was Stephen King too? And they're like, what? No, it ain't. And, yeah, it's his other name he writes under, and it's a little different. And you'd never know. And people are like, well, I love this guy. And it's like, it's the same guy. So it's very interesting. So basically, you know, when they're really pilfering and really doing all the war creating and really creating the chaos, the news is blissful. And they tell you everything is fine. And then you get Trump in and he's creating a whirlwind there for them. And while it's actually really good and things are getting better, they tell you the opposite. It's worse. And we just need to get Biden back in or somebody like that. And, you know, and it's like, they're not going to let up. The more good he did, like we said, that they always find the bad. Trump could come out and I'm going to, you know, save the hunger and feed the hunger of the world. Or they're like, it wouldn't be good enough.
Yeah, you know it. You know it. Open your eyes, people. You have a brain between your ears. Use it. I get a kick out of saying it. I get a kick out of saying it to people. Yep. By the way, Indiana, I found out, was going to use that same method for the medication treatment for COVID. That was introduced by this doctor on this one footage I saw the other day. And Omar is really in hot water, man. They got the guy in charge of their voting over there, was approached by some Somalians and showed him a videotape of a certain thing going on. And he turned it over to, Veritas? And
Veritas got it. I saw that.
Yeah.
He was riding around with them in the car, and they were telling how they did it all, basically.
Yeah. So that's going to be kind of a fudge state. I mean, they've already had their election, so we'll see what happens. They're trying to get rid of her because of, you know, how corrupt she is. Now, I didn't know that her father and her grandfather had a lot to do with running the country. Not here, I mean, you know, where they came from.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't aware of that. Were you?
Yeah, we dug into her a couple years ago and found all that out. It's not good, and it's people are like, I mean, it don't matter, and it's like the whole bull crap. It don't.
I knew she had ties, but I didn't know they were not that close.
Yeah, and you know, it's like, is she, you know, working by proxy? It's how a lot of these people work. They're ran by proxy. Somebody else has control over them. They get to dictate everything. And that's how it works, folks. That's exactly how it works.
A different way of pay to play.
So confirmed, Biden wore a wire with a earpiece. What the heck? Let me see here. So confirmed, Biden wore a earpiece. Confirmed, Biden wore a wire with an earpiece at the first debate. So Trump must ask at the beginning of the next debate, "Are you wired right now?" So Biden camp will find a reason to terminate. Biden camp will provide the question ahead of time. Biden camp will provide the questions ahead of time and assistance in the form of a special communication device.
You know it. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, my word.
They were saying, that's a rosary. That's a rosary.
Yeah, right. Connected to what?
Have you ever wondered why Biden kept looking down at most of the debate, even though he had no notes? He was concentrating on what his advisors were telling him over the wire. Make no mistake, while Trump was talking and arguing with Wallace, Biden was being told exactly what to say, word for word, because he can't think for himself. So that's interesting because, you know, and if you look at how it started, and the media is not telling you it all, it's like, I think Trump took the first question. He got 2 minutes uninterrupted. And then Biden went for 2 minutes uninterrupted. And then it went back to Trump. And that's when Biden interjected 3 times to interrupt. And then from after that, Trump started interrupting him and doing it. And then it was all Trump's fault. But, you know, if you want to look at like, well, he started it. And it's like, well, he only did it 3 times. Well, even if Trump would only did it 3 times back, it would have been Trump. He's interrupting. What an idiot. But Biden started that crap. And these people on the left just ignore that. Well, you know, Biden had something to say. And I was like, well, so did Trump.
Yeah.
Who cares? He started it, and he lost, and Trump did it 10 times more and shoved it down his face. And he had every right to, because Biden wanted to start it. It's not like when somebody starts something that you have to be exact. Like, well, Biden only punched him 3 times. Trump didn't have to hit him 6 times. It's like, well, even if you would have hit him 3 times back, they would have been harder hits and it would have knocked him out and you still wouldn't have liked it. So don't tell me. And anytime somebody goes at something, you're going to win. So you're always going to go a little harder and more. I do the same. But I watched it and Trump was quiet. Biden was quiet. And then Trump talked again and he started interrupting. So then Trump started interrupting. Well, Trump interrupted more. I don't care. Tired of listening to all the idiots on the planet being so lopsided. They don't even see their own person doing the crap that they complain about the other person even remotely doing. And again, we're just talking about interrupting. It's not a chargeable crime. And then, I found a video where they went back to Paul Ryan and Biden when Biden was vice president for Obama in 2008, and he had a debate Paul Ryan. He interrupted him 82 times. And the next day, the media didn't say, Biden interrupted him 82 times and we got to change the rules and we got to do this next time. They actually loved it. They were like, oh, he interrupted him 82 times and he really got what he wanted to say out. They loved it. And Biden was acting much.
Biden laughed during it, too. Remember that? He was like, you know, he really interrupted and laughed at him. At him.
Yeah, he did that in the 2008 one, too. He was laughing a lot. Is that what you're talking about, or the Trump one?
No,
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan one.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
he made faces. He was making faces, laughing. He was doing everything. Other than just interrupting, he was face making like a baby. He was laughing out loud, which is interrupting, too. I mean, it's nuts. They didn't change all the rules for the vice president debates based off of Biden talking and interrupting people 82 times.
Nope.
Nuts, folks. Nuts. So, what do you think? Do you think there's video showing the proof of Biden having that, you know, the wire? Now some are saying, well, that was his shirt bent. It was you know.
Whatever. We already know that he can't pull it off by himself. Doesn't have the mentality structure for it. He's burned out.
Unbelievable. You know?
I just can't get over it.
Such a cheap man.
But since they've come up with all these corrupt voting areas, I don't think they're going to be able to get away with that mail-in voting crap. It's going to have to be where, you know, it's got to be official. You know, somebody got to verify the signature, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. There's your favorite buddy.
Yeah, my pencil neck. God, I'd really like to punch that guy right in the face, man.
He's just got a face that you want to punch, you know. Adam Schiff is panicked. Career on the line over release of Russia collusion transcripts. Let's see what this is saying. Schiff has finally met his match, someone who isn't going to put up with his lawless partisan, anti-constitutional, authoritarian bullshit. And there's nothing Schiff can do about it. Schiff is a snake, and we all know it. He's been using his position in the committee to hide things that put his narrative and the people who have been spinning it in a bad light, or might exonerate the political rivals he's worked so very hard to destroy. So now Richard Janelle has matched, but first a real recap of what got us here. So we know that Schiff has enjoyed feasting on ridiculous amounts of power in his tight little fist. He has quite contentedly used the party's majority to shield him as he has weaponized his power against the enemy. He is almost certainly the source of the leaks of classified information. Yes, I believe that to be true. He opposed Nunes releasing the truth about what is really happening in Russia, trying to block it, trying to demonize him in the public eye, releasing a counter-narrative memo that eventually was shown to be entirely worthless as the man who wrote it, which was him. While the Nunes memo was vindicated and investigators had run the course, Schiff assured us that he had evidence of the Russia collusion at home in his safe, which never materialized. He was smack dab in the center of alleged whistleblower conspiracy that leaked the public Ukrainian phone call to the public. His staff flew to Ukraine before the news became public and met with people connected to Burisma. He demanded hearing after hearing in Russia case, putting people on the stand, and then leaked closed meeting info to the press even before they were over. And yet he refused to release transcripts to many of these interviews. His role as a ringmaster in an impeachment circus will be fodder for historians and generations to come. In particular, his parody phone call fiction, his whistleblower connections with plans to reveal them until his own connections to him became apparent. His secret hearings and select leaks while refusing to release transcripts for the hearings, even when they reportedly held testimony exculpatory to the president. So it goes on and on and on and on. When is he gonna,
Pencil neck.
So Schiff is in panic mode. I have proof.
I never forget them words. I have proof. Yeah.
So in the letter,
I'm only going to tell you this 7 times.
DNI to Schiff. The transcripts are ready to release. A big development in the fight over 53 secret interviews the House Intelligence Committee conducted during its Trump-Russia investigation. Acting Director of National Intelligence Richard Janelle has sent a letter to the chairman, Adam Schiff, notifying him that the transcripts of all 53 interviews, over 6,000 pages in all, have been cleared for public release. All of the transcripts with our required redactions can be released to the public without any concerns of disclosing classified material, Janelle wrote to Schiff in a letter dated May 4th. The Intel Committee did first probe into the Russia 16 campaign interference. Yeah. So in the letter, Janelle revealed that 43 transcripts have been finished since June of 2019. Schiff has been sitting on them all that time. Janelle said that final 10 have just been finished as well. I urge you to honor your previous public statements and your committee's unanimous vote on this matter to release all 53 cleared transcripts to the members of Congress and the American public as soon as possible, Janelle said. Just in case Schiff is not interested, Janelle said, I am also willing to release transcripts directly from my office of the Director of National Intelligence as we ensure to comply with the unanimous bipartisan vote to release them. So what's his holdup? Right. Schiff is in panic mode, a senior administration told Fox. What's the matter, you little weasel? You haven't got something you're trying to hide, do you?
You know it.
You get a little nervous there, Schiffy, Schiff. He's getting nervous.
Hello, Watchful Warrior. I haven't seen you for a long time.
Oh.
He's in the house. He's in the house.
What is up? Yeah, a lot of these mods are real shifty. I'm just joking.
You're crazy, man.
Just joking. Glad to see you guys here. That's why we got 5 or 6 mods, because we know that 1 or 2 could be here, and the other 3 or 4 have, work. Or this is totally just when you guys can, and we appreciate it. So we never, even when nobody's here, we make do. We do our best, and we get it. We appreciate you guys. Man, I am just having time of my life over here. Time of my life, let me tell you.
Oh, interesting.
It's like nothing's working out anymore the way it used to. I don't know what happened, Woodman. What'd you do?
Well, it's just another Monday for you.
There we go. How do you like that, man?
All right.
How do you like that?
Well, I have to tell somebody here that I got a Trump flag put in my front yard, and it was there for a whole 24 hours before somebody came in and yanked it. I wish I could have caught him. There's a friend of mine stopped by yesterday, and he's going like, "I'm gonna get you another one. And I'm gonna sit out there with a paint gun." It's like, you can't do that.
You can't.
Oh yeah, they're gonna come steal your flag or your sign. I'm gonna do that. He goes,
So it's like this.
they're on private property, so I don't care. It's still a weapon. You can't shoot somebody with a paint gun.
Well, what if I set up my Trump thing, my Trump, not flag, but Trump yard sign, and I, on the back side of it, I like to sit there and shoot my paint gun at it. And it just so happened that somebody came to steal it at the same time I was going to shoot and do my target. Oh, man, I didn't know. You came so quick out of nowhere. And it's like, you can't do that, It's like, Your Honor, my client was there to steal his Trump sign in his yard, and then the man repeatedly, was shooting him with paintball bullets, and it's like, how do you justify that?
I make him a Cyclops.
Put one right between their eyes. Pap! Ah!
Yeah. I just can't believe how low people go. Come on. So you're not happy with the Trump or whatever. Just doesn't give you the right to go out there and steal somebody's property out of their own yard. Give me a break. Gosh. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Young people. Yeah. It is what it is. Still got to keep the fight going. I've been pretty busy with the Legion here lately, and of course making product for Mike here, and I've been running ragged. Trump's making me look bad. He's got more energy than I got. I'm younger than he is, about 5 years or so, and yeah.
All right, I want to see. Oh, I didn't know that was right there. That's good. Cool. All right, well, we got a little bit more time here. Anything, let me do a couple more scouring of some crazy news for us. Okay.
Them eyes, I can't get over that. Good Lord.
Boing. So we had people at the thing, like, this is real nuts. Your president is dying. Protesters gather outside Walter Reed to cheer for Trump's death. And it's like, well, he just came out and did a drive-by and waved at everybody and wasn't even dying, you know what I'm saying? It's like they just making stuff up. So that's how sick these people are.
They are. Wishing death upon somebody is terrible. You don't do that to anybody. Even your worst enemy, you don't do that, man. Life is precious.
Portland mayor asked DOJ to allow Black Lives Matter thugs to assault cops. Let's look at this moron. Portland mayor asked DOJ to allow Black Lives Matter thugs to assault cops. You can at least say on some level respect is an actual radical as worthwhile enemy. But the Democrat cutouts for the radicals are pathetic and despicable figures, weak and dishonest, lying to us and to themselves at the exact same time. And the first to fall once the extremists, they prop them up on. That happened to the Mayor Wheeler in Portland, but he's still going to prop up thugs who come after him because that's what his political movement is all about. Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Unbelievable. I don't even care to read any more of that crap. It's nuts. It really is. It's nuts, Woodman.
It is hard to read that crap. I know that, man. It fries your brain.
It
melts your eyeballs.
People
Crazy.
are not very intelligent. That's what I've figured out, you know. There's just not a lot of intelligent people. You know.
They've been spoon-fed too long. They don't know how to think for themselves anymore.
It's illogical. It's like, You know, I don't know how to, you know, it's like these things hit your brain so hard nowadays. It's like the injustice of it all too. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like, you know, it's like somebody that used to say something real asinine and everyone would be like, oh dude, that's not right. And, so it's just kind of like, you know, Black Lives Matter. And you'll see that. And then it's like, yeah, White Lives Matter. Why do you get so hurt? And it's like, well, see, they don't like that narrative switch. And it's just like, okay, well, during the NFL games, there's a, you know, Star Spangled Banner, or, you know, they're doing the beginning,
right,
the flyovers. And it's like, that's a time to stand up and salute the flag. No, they're not taking a knee to take away from what's going on at that time. They're just doing their own. And they pitch this whole, you know, and it's like, well, that's not the time to do that, you know. It's like, well, they're taking a knee, or they're doing this in protest of that to bring attention to this other. So that would be the same thing then. It's like, I don't think that Black lives don't matter. I just don't choose to, that's not the only thing I'm going to say. Just like I wouldn't say White Lives Matter and go around and say that all day long, because I'd look like a fool. Most people would take that to be, you know, you could say Black Lives Matter, but if you say White Lives Matter, oh, you're a racist and you're trying to take away from this. It's like, nah, just taking the time during your thing to bring up my thing. That's what you were doing during the flag kneeling. It was, you know, a time for something else, but you just wanted to bring a little attention to something else. So during your time, I'm going to bring a little attention to something else myself. You know, it would be very rude not of me to show up at somebody's funeral in the middle of their funeral and just jump up in the front and then start pitching, you know, shirts for sale. It's like, this isn't the time nor the place. It's like, I'm not disrespecting that. And then, you know, everyone takes it to be disrespectful. But as long as I say I'm not being disrespectful at this time, and then you have to believe my words. That's how asinine it's gotten, folks. It is disrespectful. I don't care what you say. You know, and that's what people, you know, no, they said they weren't being disrespectful. They said that they were doing this. Well, I don't care what they're saying. I don't have to believe it. I don't have to listen to idiots. I don't have to indulge in your fairy tale. I just don't have to. You know, 'cause a lot of people can talk, but a lot of people don't make sense, or a lot of people don't even know what they're talking about. So therefore, you know, everyone's got an opinion. Sports and all that's turned off now. So the average person that doesn't do much research, they're engaging now, and it's like, well, they are completely lost.
Yep.
So not very many of us, you patriots out there, and very few of us others are just, we know what's going on. We've been digging, and we're going to keep digging. That's one thing. I plan on making several videos today. What you got in store, Woodman? You going to go get a little bit of...
I'm going to, after this, we get done, I'm going to jump in the shower real quick, run over to my brother's house, and it's time to make product. So we got to get that, one batch done, and then we have to start working on the other one. Hopefully I have enough time to go down to the Legion to see what's going on down there, because like I say, we have some interior problems down there, and I have a lot to do with fixing everything. So I have to, you know, you got to go in and check things out, make sure things are going smoothly. You know, I mean, Mike, you know all about that stuff. You've been there for a long time. So yeah, but I'm basically focused on getting this product done. Takes a lot of time, man, but I tell you what, they look so nice though. You know, every shirt you make is like, every shirt you make, you hold it up, you know, cool it off, you know, and everything, you hold it up, but God, it just looks so nice, man, you know.
Heck yeah, you guys are doing great work. So any of you that have ordered, I believe that second batch cutoff was, I don't even know, I think around September 4th or the...
Everybody's going to have to realize there's about a 4 to 6 week waiting period. I mean, that's just how it is. We have to get the order in, get the shirts ordered, you know. We're slowly building up the shirt supply in-house, so that won't be a problem after a while. Well, it'll still be, you know, lead time, but not 4 to 6 weeks. Once we get everything all ironed out and all that jazz, it'll probably get down to like maybe 2 weeks, or at the most 3, you know, before, you know, time of turning the order into us, and then us making it, you know. So we're trying real hard, everybody. They take about an hour a piece to do, and There's a lot on the list to make, so we plug away at it. The main thing is we stress quality. Now that's the main thing right there is quality. Um, Mike's aware of that. He's already seen us in action doing that stuff. It's everything put on the shirt is measured out. I mean, because shirts aren't perfect every time, so you got to put it on this little thing here and get it all measured out and all this stuff. Then you measure out the sticker, or not sticker, but the ink, that's going to go on there. Then you have to tape it on. Then you got to press it, and you got to pull it off, yank it out, pull the paper off, and then you got to cool it real fast. Because if you don't cool it, it'll transfer to one part of the shirt. If you lay it down, that image will be on another area of the shirt. So you got to really cool it off real good. Then you can lay it down, let it cool off, the rest of the way. But oh man, they just look so good when you get done with them.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to have that one batch done today, everybody. Really, we are. And also, my brother's going to talk to Mike about making some other product because he's got a whole bunch of stuff there that maybe could do a better deal than what Mike's getting. I have no idea, no clue. But they're going to talk about that later too. But first, we have to get these shirts done. Then we can work on the other stuff.
So you're doing
we're
great work.
We're trying real hard for you guys. We're this is an opportunity for people to really get on board about the right kind of thing to have. I mean, eventually people are going to walk around. No kidding, they're going to walk around and say, "Oh man, I love that shirt, man." Like I got one, 6 months ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It's going to come out like that. It really will.
Heck yeah. Well, we appreciate it all, you and your brother. You guys are doing great. I will talk to you later. Yeah, thank you, Face. We see John O'Brien in here. Gonna order me a metal flag. Yes, those flags, folks, are really something else. As you can see behind me here. Plus
oh yeah,
I got
awesome.
Trump Punisher up there, and I could see that a little bit. All right, we'll shut her down. We're at the hour mark, just close to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about 8:40. That way you can get doing what you got to do, brother. And we'll do another one tomorrow morning, I think, if before you head down to the Legion. We'll just try to hit up as much as we can with information before the election. So look for me and Woodman tomorrow morning. Look for a few more videos here throughout the day. And that's about
An update on POTUS.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Woodman, stand by. After I shut this down, we'll talk a minute before you click out of here, before you have that out. So, all right, everybody, you guys have a great day, brother.
Airborne, everybody. Airborne all the way. Where we go one, we go all.
All right. All right, always a great time when Woodman jumps in and is here. And again, tomorrow morning, we'll do the same. I'm Michael. This is the Patriot Hour. You guys have a great morning into your afternoon. We'll see you back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour.